Greg had always known his path in life. Even as a young boy, while his friends dreamed of being astronauts or athletes, Greg's heart was drawn to something higher. He felt it deep within, a call to serve, to lead others spiritually. He wanted to become a priest. The certainty of his calling never wavered, but life was far from easy. His family was poor, and the thought of sending Greg to school, let alone supporting his dream, seemed impossible. The only way Greg could finish his education was through a scholarship. So he studied hard, determined to make his dreams a reality. Despite the many sleepless nights and the weight of his family's financial struggles, he never gave up. His faith in God and his future kept him going. One evening, Greg sat his parents down and nervously shared his dream of becoming a priest. His words were met with silence. His mother's eyes filled with tears and his father's face turned solemn. They knew the depth of Greg's faith, but they also knew the harshness of the world. As much as they wanted to support him, they were worried about the future. After a moment, his mother nodded, accepting his decision with a heavy heart, while his father simply said, "Whatever makes you happy, Greg, but promise us you'll take care of yourself." But Greg had other plans. Though he never lost sight of his calling, he knew that his parents had given up so much for him. They had sacrificed their own comfort to ensure he could get an education. Greg promised them that he would first finish school, work abroad, and build them a home. Only then would he enter the seminary. Greg pursued a degree in architecture, excelling in his studies with the same discipline and determination he had shown all his life. After graduating with honors, he found a job in a firm that sent him overseas. With his earnings, he built a beautiful house for his parents, something they had never imagined they would have. He made sure they were financially stable, easing the burden that had weighed on their shoulders for years. When the house was finished, Greg sat down with his parents once more. He told them that he had kept his promise to them, and now it was time to keep his promise to God. He explained that he would enter the seminary, not out of obligation, but out of love and devotion. His parents understood. They had seen Greg's quiet faith and dedication through the years, and they knew this was where his heart belonged. Years passed, and Greg became a priest, a beloved figure in his community. His journey to the priesthood had been long and winding, but it was filled with purpose. He had built not just a home for his parents, but a life of service and faith that touched everyone around him. And through it all, Greg remained humble, grateful for the path he had walked and the people who had helped him along the way. His heart was full, knowing that he had honored both his family and his calling to God.